Well, hello there, Gemini. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your 2023 tarot reading. We're actually going to break this into three different parts. In the first part, I'm going to take a look at the overall general, themes for the year of 2023, and then we'll take a look into your career sector a little bit more closely, and then your love sector a little bit closely. And remember, your love sector can include a romance or any other relationships that you have. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to first start with a couple of oracle cards just to kind of get an overview of the year. Armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries. Okay, and protected by angels. You are cherished by the angels. You know, Gemini, the energy that I got there when I picked out the healthy boundaries card, the armadillo, is that this is a year where you are going to set healthy boundaries in all sectors of your life, including healthy boundaries with yourself. And sometimes the reason that we don't have healthy boundaries is because we're afraid if we make those boundaries, right, that, people will leave our lives, situations will leave our life that we want to keep in our life. But with it protected by angels, it means that your angels and spirit guides are there to help you with this, to understand that you are always protected. Sometimes we don't allow ourselves to set those healthy boundaries because we feel that we'll incur some retribution, right? But with this energy protected by angels, it just means not to worry, to set those boundaries that are going to help you to create the life that you are really wanting, in this year and in the future. And with the protected by angels, my goodness, this is such a lovely energy. Gemini, just knowing that in all sectors of your life, your angels, your spirit guides are there with you, to help you on the path, to protect you, to protect not just yourself, okay, but also those people in your life that you care the most about. Okay, so let's go to the tarot. We're going to take a little bit of a deeper dive into each of the three sectors. First of all, the general overall, and then career, and then romantic or love life, I should say. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, underneath you have deep knowing, and chop wood. Okay, so, coming back to these boundaries, Gemini, I'm kind of laughing because you are such a mutable sign. You can, you love life. You're adventurous, curious, intellectual, creative. And so sometimes you can hop from one thing to the next, right? That shiny new thing appears and it's kind of like, okay, I'll that looks interesting. I'll go over there. Now, chop wood is about doing those things that you need to do every single day in order to be able to create the world that you are imagining. Your wishes, your dreams, your goals that you are setting for yourself here, as the new year is beginning, understanding, okay, I have to set these boundaries with myself. I have to, it's a sense of committing to yourself, of committing to the life that you want to live, and setting those healthy boundaries, not just with yourself, but about with other people, situations in your life. Understanding that if you overgive in, your family, your friend, your work situations, then you won't have the time, the energy, the passion left in order to create the world that you are trying to create. And it's almost as if you could have, with deep knowing, kind of been getting this intuitive kind of energy within yourself about, okay, yeah, it's time for me to get kind of like, it's kind of that energy of, cracking down on yourself, just understanding, okay, if you've been feeling like, you want to get healthier, eat healthier or start exercising more. It's kind of like, okay, what does it take for me to bring that in? And what do I have to do on a daily basis to have that, to have that dream come true, that you're feeling more healthy, having more energy, being able to create what it is that you want in your life. So, let's go ahead. We're going to go to the tarot. We're going to look at the present energy, the major obstacle or area of resistance that you'll have in each of these sectors, and then finally advice from spirit. So, oh my goodness, this is lovely. Gemini, I really feel like this is kind of your year. So I'm so excited for you. All right, so I just have to lay out a few more cards here and then we will get started. Yeah, I love this. All right, Ace of Wands. Oh my goodness. Okay, I feel like the new year almost starts off with a bang. You know, this energy of getting inspired about going in new directions, of creating this new life that you may be wanting for yourself. And then it's about, okay, planning, strategizing, putting it out into the world, choosing, okay, what you have to do every day, you know, setting these boundaries. It's, you know, I would really say that if you are a person that hasn't really started practicing journaling on a daily basis or something like that, to really step into that at this time, because I feel it's almost like helping yourself to stay accountable to your own dreams, to your own wishes of what your life is going to, you know, the life that you are trying to create. And here, once again, it's kind of like the 1-2 punch, you know, it's kind of like, okay, this is what I'm going for and this is how I'm going to do it. And then really kind of like, I love the Temperance card here because it's letting you know that your spirit guides and angels are there to help guide you on this path, to stay on the path of what it is that you're looking for. The Four of Wands energy, happy family, happy home, financial stability, you know, the life that you are dreaming of, lots of celebrating in 2023. So, you know, with the Temperance card, what we have to keep in mind here is that this is a sense, you know, you had deep knowing here too, of, you know, once again, if you're not someone that really has practiced meditating, you may really want to try to start meditating, making that part of your daily routine. Tapping into your intuition, tapping into your spirit guides and angels. They are there to help you to find your way on this path, you know, to stay almost like accountable, of helping you to see where, you know, you may have let those boundaries get a little soft or something like that. There's a sense here that with the Temperance card, and the Deep Knowing card, of really connecting to your intuition, to your higher self, allowing your higher self to kind of guide you. And I'm not saying that you don't already do that, Gemini, but I think this is a year where you're going to really understand the value of, you know, allowing yourself to be kind of guided by your spirit guides and angels. It's almost this sense that you know, that shiny object type of energy that sometimes you can have, you know, can detract you from what it is that you're trying to create in your life. It brings you a lot of excitement. It brings you a lot of joy, but it's almost as if you're going to be, you know, seeing something new and shiny, wanting to jump onto that bandwagon, and then tapping into your intuition, tapping into your higher self and asking yourself, okay, if I jump on this new bandwagon, where is that going to take me? What will that path look like? Knowing that you have all of that deeper knowing already inside of yourself. So when you tap into that deep knowing, right? When you tap into that wisdom that you already have, then it's almost kind of like in your mind, you can play out, okay, if I go in this new direction, this thing looks happy and shiny, I want to go in that direction, and then tapping into your intuition, understanding where is that going to take me. I would say too, a vision board would be a really good idea for you for this year. You know, having that visual reminder of what it is that you are trying to create in your life. It's about looking farther down the path than what's right in front of you. It's almost almost like, putting your focus on what you're trying to create in 3 or 5 years instead of just the present time. And I know we want to stay in the present energy, right? But there is this energy of what's the big picture? Where am I going? How am I going to help the collective? How am I going to help heal others? How can I use my spiritual gifts, my wisdom, my creative abilities to help other people, to reach and touch other lives? Okay, so let's take a look at, oh my goodness. So this is your general read. So you have cleaned it up. That is the mantra of what your year is about. And I know, Gemini, for some of you, this is going to be, some of you could be sitting there going, no, that's too boring. I don't want to do that daily work, right? I feel like there's almost this sense of that Virgo energy coming in here, of helping you to see how routines in your life, good habits, of building good habits on a daily basis can help you to create that life that you are really wanting. And even though sometimes that isn't what you may be wanting to hear at this time, it's kind of like, imagine if you just spent, 10 minutes a day working out. Say you're not working out now and you only spent 10 minutes a day working out over the next year. Where would you be in a year from now? Right? And you may say, well, Mary Sue, 10 minutes isn't that much. No, but 10 times 356 days, or what, 365 days in the year, right, is a lot of time. Right. So it's kind of like taking it, looking at that. It's kind of like, okay, this is what I am wanting to create, right? I don't have to create it overnight. If I wanted to create it over the next year, 3 years, 5 years, how much would I have to do on a daily basis in order to bring that into fruition? Because here it is, your present energy. It's kind of seeing clearly, okay, where is it I want to go? The King of Swords is that energy of mastering the clarity of what it is that you want. Okay, so it's spending some time, perhaps between now and the beginning of the new year, really getting clear, making that vision board, writing out a story, put yourself a year from now and in your journal, write what that day will look like a year from now. What will your day look like? Where will you be in life? And almost like posting that with your vision board, getting that clear vision of what it is that you want your life to look like almost on a daily basis. What are you going to be doing on a daily basis a year from now? And I love that you're getting that clarity at this time. We just had that full moon in Gemini where, you could have had a kind of an awakening, an epiphany about what is going well in your life and what is, the things that you would like to change and what is it that I want to create in this world. So the obstacle that you have, or the area of resistance that you have this year overall, is the Two of Cups. I kind of feel like you may be focusing on something, because this is in your area of resistance, something that you don't have. It could be close connections. It could be soul tribe members. It could be a romantic partner. It could be a business partner, right? It could also be a relationship that you don't have with yourself. And interesting, because I feel like for a lot of you, this is that year where you're kind of setting the boundaries with yourself, but you're also setting the boundaries with other people in your life, because you're realizing the only person that can truly create the world that you are wanting for yourself is yourself. So it's kind of like, okay, the person I need to really commit to is not other people. It's really to myself, to my dream, to what it is that I'm wanting. Now, some of that could be that you are wanting love in your life, right? A romantic partner, a special someone, a business partner to help you, grow your business, or just soul tribe members, right? It's kind of like, this is something I want in my life. But it's also this sense of knowing that until you truly fall in love with yourself, until you commit to what it is that you want for yourself, it's almost as if you know that this, is just something that is kind of, on the horizon. Now, I am going to say, you have the Eight of Swords here, doubting, okay, a little bit of doubting, will I have love in my life? Going back and forth. And then we have the King and Queen of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, Gemini, I'm going to say, I feel like some of you, when you step into the clarity of what it is that you want, and then, okay, put in the work on a daily basis. And once again, I'm not saying a ton of work, right? But showing up consistently for your own dreams, then what happens, okay, is that you are bringing in that soul tribe, that romantic partner that you're looking for, the deeper connections that you may be wanting in your life, but are fearing that they can't come in. You're actually creating that space. And the reason is that I feel like when you step into this energy of setting these healthy boundaries, kind of holding yourself responsible for creating the world that you want to live in, it's kind of like part of that world is deeper connections. So when you're setting those healthy boundaries, holding yourself accountable, you're also holding yourself accountable to helping yourself manifest, to bring in, to be the person that you want to be in order to attract in the person that you are hoping to have in your life. I really love that energy, Gemini, because here your advice is knowing that this is happening for you. You are building the strong foundation. The Knight of Pentacles moves slow, but it is the strongest knight in the deck because it's moving at a slow pace, but it's building that strong foundation of relationships, of what it is that you're trying to create for yourself, right? It could be that, you're trying to build healthier boundaries with people in your life. And yet at the same time, it's kind of like, well, I can't, that's kind of overwhelming because you're a mutable sign. So it's very easy for you to be overgiving in a relationship. Just start with one relationship, maybe it's somebody at work that you could start building that healthier boundary with that person, just one person at a time. It's not that you have to do it everywhere. It's kind of like, okay, if I were to make just one change, right? Where would that change help me the most, or help me the most in one situation? So with the Knight of Pentacles, you may not see that you are making progress on your path, right? Especially, you could be feeling like, oh, I don't even, I'm not even sure what it is that I want to create, or I know what I want to create, but I don't feel like it'll ever happen for me. This is your spirit guides and angels coming in and saying, no, Gemini, it's happening. It is happening. It's going slow, but you're making this progress that once you reach your destination, right? And we don't ever really and truly ever reach our final destination, right? But there is always more that we will want to acquire or become, I should say. But at the same time, there's this kind of energy where once you build this, right, it's not going to fall down in a tower moment like maybe something did in the past. You're building a life that is going to be sustainable for the rest of your life. Yes. I love this because you have the Death card. I feel like you're really ending some of the beliefs, okay, around your boundaries about maybe perhaps about, why you didn't have those boundaries, or, your feelings about making boundaries, of saying no to people, right? It's almost this energy of understanding that your emotions around ending those mutable boundaries, those really soft boundaries in your life, were not helping you to acquire the life that you wanted. So now you're taking action. You're kind of like, yes, okay. It's not that you're throwing out the relationship or the situations. You're building healthier boundaries. And once again, that could be over a time period. It doesn't have to be overnight. It's kind of deciding what is the one big thing that if I changed in the situation or relationship would make a big difference. Setting that boundary, right? And then proceeding from there. Really lovely energy. Okay, so let's go to your career. Let's see what we have here. Oh my goodness. Blessed. This energy that your career is completely blessed this year, protected by angels, being able to create what it is that you are wanting to create in your career and money sector. And it's just a lovely sense. At the beginning of the year, you have the Fool card. I think a lot of you are taking a leap of faith here at the very beginning of the year, perhaps even on New Year's, right? You're kind of like launching that new business or website, starting a YouTube channel, writing the book, getting started on this new path, because I feel like once again, between now and the end of the year, I really encourage you to work on that vision board or really spend some time, trying to dream, trying to say to yourself, what is it I really, a year from now, where would I really love to be in all areas of my life, but especially my career? Because I feel like this is where you're taking the biggest leap of faith. The Fool knows, okay, I'm going on this path. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know I'm protected by my angels. I know that when I believe in myself and I believe that the universe will back me when I'm going on this new path with my love and light, ready to shine it completely out to the world, spreading my love and light to help other people. It's just this beautiful energy of knowing that the universe will back you every single bit of the way. So let's see what we have here, because for some of you, you could really be quitting a job or creating something new. For a lot of you, I feel like this is perhaps creating that side business or creating, or tweaking, even if you have something already, you're kind of like, and you feel a little bit stagnant in your business or your line of work. It's kind of like, wait a minute, how can I reinvigorate it, right? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I really feel like for some of you, perhaps even, I'm going to say, because I think the month of November was very difficult for Geminis. I feel like, it kind of left you in this energy of doubting yourself. You could feel very stagnant, kind of like, okay, it's just not moving. It's not a sense that maybe you've lost a lot, but it's not moving. It's not progressing, right? Or you're not envisioning this progress in your career and money sector. It's about tapping into your intuition once again, because we had that Temperance card and the deep knowing. Tapping into your intuition, allowing your higher self to envision what it is that you want to create. I feel like for some of you, you feel like I can't get out of this stuck energy. You could have been pushing, allowing your mind to kind of push you in this direction. And now what you're kind of understanding is, okay, when I tap into my higher self, I can see the blocks myself. I can understand the direction I need to go in. Because I think tapping into your intuition, perhaps meditating, will help you to see the options. I feel like right now you think there are no options. You're just this energy of I'm stuck. It's like, Mary Sue, there is no new path. Well, you don't see the new path right now because you're in the stuck energy and you're kind of feeling like there are no other options. It's about tapping into your higher self in order to connect to seeing the different options. I also feel like when you spend some time trying to imagine what it is that you want for yourself a year from now, you may say, okay, well, I know what I want in my career and money sector. I just don't see how I'm going to get there. It's a little bit about stepping back into that Fool energy, right? Tapping into your intuition and knowing that when you take the very brave leap of saying to the universe, okay, I'm going in a new direction. I know where I want to end. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm taking the first step. It helps the universe to know that you are truly committed, okay? That you're setting those boundaries. Once again, say you want to write a book, and it's kind of like, okay, if I want to write a book, what would it take for me to finish that book in a year? Well, maybe it means that you write 1 page a day. Maybe that is your chop wood. Every day I'm going to write 1 page. That's all. I'm just going to write 1 page, But knowing that that is one of your top priorities, putting that in the forefront of your day, right? Scheduling that time, committing to it, and holding yourself accountable. Because even though you're taking this leap, you also have to take some action. You have to commit to it. With the Two of Wands, it is about, this is the direction I'm going in, and I'm also making the plan, strategizing about how I'm going to get there. Okay, so your area of resistance, your obstacles, you're holding yourself back. Yeah, the universe is saying there is this fresh new path opening for you in your career and money sector. You're just holding yourself back, asking yourself, why am I holding myself back? What am I afraid of? For some of you, I feel like you are afraid of losing money. It may mean that you are going to cut back in other areas of your career and money sector. So maybe you're going to go from working full-time to part-time in order to put more time and energy into a new business that you'd like to start. It is perhaps, you're going to have to invest a little bit of money in yourself, in your idea, in order to actually step onto this path, right? And so you're holding back. You're kind of like, holding onto your finances. Well, you could be saying, okay, I don't know what the economy is going to do. I don't know if my job's going to last. Little Susie may need to have braces this year, but asking yourself, are those true? Are those real facts? Right? Or are those the excuses that you're using to hold yourself back? Because I feel like there's almost this sense of you getting really truly committed to what it is that you want to create, and then not allowing yourself a little bit of those easy excuses that we allow ourselves to use to hold ourselves back. And asking yourself, why? Why are you using those excuses? Well, if it's, about writing a book or something like that, what happens? You may be wanting to tell your story, sharing your story with others to help other people heal on their journey. And you're afraid, well, if I put my book out there, people in my family may not like what I have to say. You may have to talk about your family in order to help other people heal. And you're kind of like, well, I got to hold back those family secrets. I don't want to step on anybody's toes, It's kind of like, okay, but down deep inside, that when you write your story, when you share your story with other people, okay, you are going to be able to step into that energy of healing others. And it's about setting those boundaries, understanding, okay, I'm holding myself back. I'm not sharing my story because I'm afraid of what other people will think. Comes back to the boundaries, right? It's understanding that, because you got this fence here, the boundaries. What boundaries, do you not have in place that are preventing you from embracing, I'm not even going to say taking, embracing this the entire year? Because a lot of us are really good at starting new things at the new year, right? But then, come February, we're kind of like, oh yeah, well, that was good last month. Okay, I'm on to... It's kind of like asking yourself, how can I stick with this? What is it that I need in order to stick with this? So let's see what we have here. That Queen of Wands is, oh my goodness. Yeah. It's instant success. It's instant success. When you believe in yourself and you step onto this path, you no longer hold yourself back. You take the actions that you need to take. You believe in the universe. You know that you are protected by your angels. You have the confidence to do this. And you're willing to defend yourself, your views, the way that you see the world. You're willing to do that. You're willing to go out there and be the leader that you know that you are meant to be. Really lovely, because your advice here is the Six of Wands. You're going to be victorious. It's almost like concentrating on the victory instead of, I think that's part of it. You're not concentrating on the victory. Instead, what you're concentrating on is why it won't work, right? And we all do that in order to protect ourselves, So what would be the worst thing that would happen if your story became a bestseller? What would happen? What would that look like, right? How would that feel? And then why are you concerned that that might actually happen? That might, something may take off for you. And if it does take off for you, what are you afraid of? How will that change your life, your relationships, your situation? Yeah, you're dropping, I feel like there's a strong message. You are holding yourself back from the happiness and, the success that you are truly looking for. It's about stepping into holding yourself accountable, right? Setting those boundaries that will protect yourself, okay? But at the same time, protect your dream. I think it's more about protecting your dream. Even if you have to set those hard boundaries with yourself, it's seeing the clarity, it's speaking the clarity, it's dropping the burdens. It's dropping the burdens of, of the success, the fear of success, the fear of failure, it's big. It's big, Gemini. It's worth, I think what your spirit guides and angels want you to know, that this leap of faith leads you to the success, the recognition, the acknowledgement, the validation of yourself, your spiritual gifts, your creative abilities, that it's time to go ahead and put yourself out there. That it's not going to be the scariness that you think it is. It's going to be amazing. All right, so let's go to your romantic or love sector. All right, so we have round and round. I'm going to clarify that first. So, seeing the patterns in, it doesn't necessarily have to be your romantic love life. But I feel, it's because our relationships are all very similar. So let's see what we have here. Yeah. Ooh. Whew. Wow. Okay. Gemini, and you know me. I don't go this route very very often. Okay, so Gemini, there's this energy here where there's some situation. Okay, we have three major arcana here. We have judgment, we have the devil, we have the Hierophant. There's this energy with the round and round, okay, where you could, okay, whether you realize it or not, you could be hoping or holding out hope for something to come back around. And we're going to come back to your career sector here in a minute, because I feel like there's this energy, and it could be, it could be a family member with the Hierophant. It could be a romantic partner, somebody that maybe you were even married to or thought you might marry. There's almost this energy of being attached to this person coming back around for some reason. Okay. And I feel like for some of you, you may say, no, I've moved on from that situation. And I think in a big part you have. This is kind of an underlying type of energy. It's almost like you're kind of wondering, hope maybe a little bit, teeny tiny bit, hoping, okay, that this person, this, situation returns, okay, for some reason. Okay. Now, I'm also going to say, I think it's part of why you're not telling your story. There's something here, okay, that is kind of, holding you back from telling your true story. Because it's almost like this person may come back. And if they come back, then I don't want to have to deal, or you're afraid that if you tell your story, the chance of this person ever coming back into your life won't happen, right? So I feel like there's a lot of pain. I feel like there's a lot of pain in this situation, whatever it is. Now, I think you've done a lot of healing on this situation, but for some reason, this energy is kind of in this situation. It's kind of like you can't truly move on until you truly release this situation. And I think it's part of your boundaries. I think this person or this situation is also part of the toxicity in this situation, I'm going to say, is because of the lack of boundaries that you may have had in this situation. So it could have been extremely codependent. The person you could have been dealing with could have had addiction issues of some sort or alcoholism, it could have even been gambling or shopping, something that with the devil card, it's something that was kind of, because underneath, okay, we have the Three of Cups, right? This energy of being, attached to something else. They were attached to something else. I feel like you may have had a hard time with the boundaries. You may have allowed this person to continue with this energy for some time. You may have been trying to help them, in a very compassionate and loving way. Now, here's what I'm seeing is that your story is somehow connected, and our story, when I say, sharing your story, we share our story through our gifts, and our talents, our creative abilities. When we heal, okay, what has happened in the past, okay, we can help heal others, whether it's through our paintings or our music or, our writing, whatever it is, that is how we can help other people heal. If you're drawn to this channel, you are one of those people that are trying to help the greater good, right? You're trying to put your share, your spiritual gifts, your talents, your creative abilities with others to help other people. And of course, you're also wanting financial abundance too, but you're really doing it to share your love and light with the world. I feel like this person really, and it could be more than one person, it could be your entire family, with the Hierophant here. This is such a wound, right? And part of that wound is because you have this innate love and light that you were using in order to try to heal this person. But this person did a lot of pain with you. There's a lot of pain there. And you once again have done a lot of healing on this situation. But this energy is still here. It's kind of like, I feel like you're estranged from this person. You may never talk to this person, that type of energy. And yet at the same time, it's kind of like you may constantly feel like, well, if I could heal others, maybe it would also help to heal them, especially if they're, far away from you at this time. It's almost kind of like that energy. But understanding that the first step of this true healing of this energy is to set these healthy boundaries, right? And not to overgive, to imagine what your life is without this person and then proceeding in that direction. This is really a difficult energy. It could even be, a sibling, a parent, a grandparent, a child, an adult child that, it's that energy of, can I rekindle this? Can I bring this back around? So in your present energy, you have the High Priestess. Once again, this is really coming in, tapping into your higher self, tapping into your intuition, helping to guide you on this situation. So let's see what we have here. I feel like this is the key in order to help unlock any new romantic love that you are trying to bring into your life. Even if this past situation is not romantic, right? Even if it's family oriented, it's about understanding that the boundaries that maybe you didn't have with this person or this group of people, okay, has helped to create perhaps, you're holding back now. It's almost like, in the past, maybe you didn't have any boundaries. And now it's kind of like, okay, that's it. I'm protecting myself, right? like building a wall. Even if you're trying to take that wall down at this time, there's still that wall there of just, I'm protecting myself. Boundaries, okay, are not, I'm protecting myself. Boundaries are, I am loving myself. I am loving myself enough that I am holding myself accountable, right? It's not like I'm protecting myself from all of that. It's really, I believe in myself. I trust in myself. It's also about trusting in other people. Understanding that when we feel like we have to build these walls, right? It's because we don't trust what's out there. It's understanding that boundaries help us build trust in ourselves and build trust in others. Boundaries are positive. Walls are not. And I think that that's what you're kind of coming into, is this energy of, you may have thought that you had healthy boundaries, but what you maybe had instead were walls. That's kind of profound, I think, because walls really are, there's a negative connotation there. Yeah. Okay, so there's this energy. There's somebody, You may even feel this person may even be thinking about you at this time. There's this sense of wanting to heal a connection in the past. And you could be even telepathically, visiting this person, perhaps in your dream world or something. But there's almost this underlying kind of maybe even a greater knowing that this person may return. But it's almost like you're putting yourself, your life on hold, waiting for this person to return. You're not sharing your true authentic self. You're not sharing your story because it's almost like you don't want to hurt this person. Really interesting, because here is your area of resistance, your obstacle. This is still in, it's the Five of Swords. See that shadow in the background, Five of Swords are mind games, mind games that this person may have played with you, mind games that you may be playing with yourself at this time. Understanding that you're putting a lot of time and energy thinking about this situation, even if you think you aren't. It just keeps coming back around. So let's see what we have here. Wow, because for some of you, you could be, really concentrating on your career and money sector, trying to almost kind of move out of this energy, but it's kind of like I feel like part of the reason you're stuck in your career and money is because you're not taking care of this energy. You're not truly doing the healing. And for some of you, it could be that it's one of those situations where you haven't gotten the closure that you needed in this situation. Yeah. Page. Yeah, I feel like, honestly, I feel with the Fool card here, interesting because you have the Fool here twice, it's this energy of understanding that you have to make a decision. I'm jumping a little bit to your advice. You have to make the decision. You're putting yourself in limbo, whether you realize it or not. You're putting yourself in limbo. Because there's almost like this little grain, even if it's just a little grain of looking back, of hoping, of keeping space for somebody, right? It's holding space for somebody, right? Instead of saying, okay, I'm removing that space for that person. I'm allowing more space for somebody else to come into my life. And, stepping onto this path of recognizing, okay, I'm going forward. I'm sharing my love and light. I'm trusting the universe. The Page of Wands is about good news, but it's also about understanding, okay, I'm trusting. I'm going forth in trust because I think you were really hurt in the past. And Gemini, you probably have a smile on your face. You're going forth. You are creating a wonderful life for yourself. And yet at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, I'm no longer waiting. I'm no longer allowing space to be taken for this person. Because look, your Nine of Cups, your Four of Wands, your Six of Pentacles. You know, I feel like there's this energy of, okay, where am I putting my time and energy? What is it I'm trying to manifest, and then going for it? And for some of you, you could maybe reach out to this person this one last time. It's kind of like, okay, I'm going to reach out one last time. If I do not hear from them by New Year's, that's it. I'm done. I'm moving forward. New year, new path. And I really, it's almost kind of like perhaps one of the boundaries that you are creating is just kind of like, yes, like how much time and energy am I willing to allow this to take from me? So let's see what we have here with the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, the Five of Swords, same thing coming out again. But you have, look, you have, yeah, you're going in a new direction. I think for a lot of you, you're going in a new direction. You know, keep in mind, you know, that things can change. You know, people can change and all of that on down the line. But for now, I would say looking at this situation and holding hope, holding space for this person is preventing you from being able to really take this leap and going, you know, all in. And finding that the happiness, the victory that you are wanting. Yeah, I mean, it's just a beautiful energy of knowing that your path is really a new path where you are sharing your love and setting healthy boundaries, right? And only allowing people into your life that are willing to express their love. You know, this is somebody over here, right, that is not you know, cannot connect emotionally, so somebody that, is putting their time and energy into other things other than you, Gemini, right? You're not, recognizing you're not a priority in their life, recognizing that they don't cherish your love and light, recognizing that, holding out hope that they're going to change, right? Is only keeping you stuck in this position. It's kind of like, yes, I have to really and truly embrace what it is I truly want and go after it. It's time to go after what it is that you truly want for yourself. All right, Gemini, I'm going to do an angel message for you. I do personal readings, and if you would like a more in-depth 2023 personal reading, I do have that available. The link to my website is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. So let's see what we have here. A final message from the angels. Conflict, feelings which you have suppressed for a very long time. Are yearning to be acknowledged and expressed. You are torn between what you think is the right thing to do and what your heart wants. And this is the primary cause of stress in your life. We, your angels, urge you to follow your heart. Do what you would love, not what you think you should do. And I feel like for some of you, you think that you should hold space for this person because there's somebody that's important in your life. But meanwhile, you're not doing what it is that your heart is desiring, right? I feel like for most of you, your heart is desiring for you to move forward in your life. I think for a lot of you, you are feeling some guilt or shame because it's like, how can I walk away from a family member or perhaps somebody you were married to, somebody that was really very strong in your life. But this is also a situation where this person isn't changing anytime soon, right? They're going to be the same. They're going round and round. You're ready to get off of the merry-go-round and you're ready to go forward, not to keep in this path. Wow, really, Gemini, really profound. I wish you so much love and light in this situation and in all of 2023. I really do appreciate all of your support through liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.